I guess initial appraisals made pretty sloppy going out there, really.
Yeah, I just told the boys in the shed that it's probably the most disappointing game that I've had to sit on the sideline for. I think for 20 minutes we played football. Probably after the first 20, we started sluggish. No excuses, you travel in the day, but this was a team that's a national champion, Queensland champion, and sitting equal with us on the ladder. We wanted to come up and play well against them. We trained really well. We had a good win last week, and the energy's been good this week. Dav's injury yesterday in our captain's run was a bit of a negative, but I thought the boys handled the late change. But yeah, just fundamental errors today where it makes the game frustrating, and just from that point on for us, unfortunately snowballed, and we weren't able to bring it back. I always praise my group's effort they put in every single week. But right now, we're just shooting ourselves in the foot by not being able to play rugby league. All we're doing is defending.
Yeah. I guess when you put it down, is it when there's those basic errors, is that just sort of a concentration thing, or?
Yeah, that's the word I tend to use. The elite level footballers have the ability to concentrate regardless. They could be off, they could be sick, they could have poor preparation, whatever. When they cross the line, they have that ability to mentally switch on, and then regardless, they get pretty close to 100% execution. Today, we would have been flat out making 40% with their completions. Blokes that had 2, 3, 4 errors in the game. It just hurts you as a group.
I guess it must be a pretty tough game to lose, given where you guys are both sitting on the ladder. It's sort of one of those sort of 4-point games.
Yeah, definitely with the pride too. I think this season mirrors very much our own. Large changeovers in the off-season. 2 teams that played in the semi-finals. You want to be able to go back to that style of football. You expect that style of football, but you're doing it with new personnel. There's glimpses of it. You see moments where you go, that was great, that's what we want to do. We had that just before half-time to jump up 18-10, and then somewhere in between you fall off task and we don't execute what we train for, and then it gets ugly.
You touched on Dav, losing him. What sort of impact did that have on him?
Dav's one of our best footballers and obviously provides great strike to the team. In a game that you lose by a try, easily he could have been the difference for that. The replacement, Blakey Anderson, came in last week because Dav's had a rough sort of week. He had a concussion on last Sunday when we played Burleigh after 15 minutes, so we had to make that substitution then. Blakey was really good. So that was the immediate change that we made going into this game when Dav got injured last night at training. We just weren't as effective. We had a game plan. When we stuck to it, we were good. We didn't stick to it for long.
You said you're a bit disappointing, but how good with the Pride do you think? What's your assessment of them tonight?
I think the Pride's a very good football team. I don't think they played particularly well tonight. They were good enough in their belief in themselves to know that they could win the moments and ultimately win the game. I think that's a sign of what they've achieved as a group. But as a spectacle between the two sides and what we displayed there, I don't think it was a very high quality game.
Tough one to sit. I already asked you this, but tough one to sit through, Dav, to watch that game.
Yes, it was painful. Just getting that injury the last minute and coming up here. I know my family came to watch the game, and they're even more upset than me that they couldn't watch me play. And just see the boys go down the way it happened. It just still hurt me now. I know I could have done something out there.
Did you find out who your family was going for, Tweed or Pride?
They had the Tweed gear on.
It must be disappointing. I think we were all pretty excited. I was pretty excited to come up and watch you play. It must be, I guess, disappointing not to get out there.
Yeah, I heard there was a big build-up of for me coming here to play the boys. But even for me as well, I won a couple of championships with them, and they're still, to me, they're still classed as family. But no, I guess they were happy about me getting injured.
Have you seen it? It's been fairly injury interrupted this year. I guess how do you cope with that?
Yeah, it's more a lot of injuries, but it's more the way of how I bounce back from it. It's been a mental thing for me to sort of try and bounce back and stay on like, the recovery and just be disciplined, I guess, on how I can bounce back from the injuries and learn from it, and hopefully it doesn't happen again.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
No worries, guys.
Cheers.